Iran just bombed the most important oil pipeline in the world, and now the UAE will no longer be able to export their oil. And the UAE was actually bypassing Iran's closure of the Strait of Hormuz by using this oil pipeline. But now it's been blown up, and the UAE might declare war on Iran because of this. Well, a few moments ago, satellite pictures came out showing the UAE's Habshan Fujairah oil pipeline. This oil pipeline moves the UAE's oil from where they produce the oil in the eastern part of their country all the way to the western part of their country where they export it. Now, due to Iran closing the Strait of Hormuz, the UAE was working with Saudi Arabia to send it from the UAE, from eastern Saudi Arabia, all the way to western Saudi Arabia, to the port of Yanbu. That was using Saudi Arabia's brand new pipeline that they unveiled. However, Iran just stopped the UAE from being able to do that and getting around Iran's closure of the Strait of Hormuz. And by the satellite pictures that have come out today, we can see that Iran has carried out at least 2 strikes against this oil pipeline in the UAE. And because of these attacks, it's now completely stopped the UAE from being able to transport their oil through the pipelines from the eastern part of their country to the western parts. And this means they don't even have a way to get it to Saudi Arabia, let alone to export it by western Saudi Arabia. And so Iran has cut off the head of the snake here, meaning that the UAE now is completely incapable of exporting their oil. They can't sell it by the Strait of Hormuz because oil tankers will be blown up, and they can't sell it through Saudi Arabia because the pipeline's just been bombed. In fact, Polymarket, a place where you can predict world events, predicts the chance of the UAE now joining the war and carrying out strikes against Iran by the end of next month has risen to 20%. That is a big increase, but there's a reason for that. As I've said, the UAE now cannot export their oil. And this means the UAE is going to miss out on tens of billions of dollars. But as well as that, they're going to lose customers who previously bought their oil. Oil is the main way the UAE makes money, but because Iran's now stopped them from selling it, the UAE's current customers are going to have to find new buyers. And in the long term, they'll probably stay with those new buyers just to save the effort. And so the UAE now is about to take a massive hit economically because of these strikes today against their oil pipeline. And so it's very likely that the UAE now could join the war, and the chance has risen, as I've said. And so leave me a follow because I'm going to keep you up to date on what the UAE does and everything else that happens in this war.